not just war. We're not at a war with China. But you know what? When sometimes people say, "Oh man, they want to have you all mixed up in your head with teams." No, teams do matter. Mm-hmm. And you don't get to be Team USA and Team China. You don't get to do it. You don't get to be a member of a team that requires you betraying and renouncing your other team. You want to ski for China? Great. Go live in China. You can't come back. Here's another thing going on. United States skier, while we're talking about the Winter Olympics, they kick off in Beijing next week, which I don't understand why we're taking part. I feel like we shouldn't have anything to do with communist countries, period. But that's me, Mr. Traditional.
How's America going to be in it?
America's best freestyle skier, Eileen Gu.
Go.
Also is
it Go?
Stelters. That's what I'm made of.
Oh.
She won't
I
be,
love goo. I have it for breakfast.
She won't be donning the stars and stripes, but this is an American. Mm-hmm. The sickle and hammer. Here you go.
Born in San Francisco to an American father and a Chinese mother, Eileen announced in 2019 that she would ski for China at the Beijing Games. Eileen seems to be aware of the political sensitivity around China. On Chinese social media platform Weibo, her posts focus on her self-identification as a Chinese athlete and role model for her 1 million followers. This while the U.S. government announced a diplomatic boycott of the Beijing Olympics over concerns about China's poor human rights record. But if China needs a national hero, Eileen seems ready for the job.
An American.
So to be able to introduce just one young girl to skiing and change her life the way that mine was changed is something that's inexorable and so worth doing. And because there's so many idols already.
taller than all of them.
And I think that in China there's so much more opportunity.
Oh, there's so much more opportunity in China. Somewhere behind her, there are throngs of Uyghurs going, no. Just death. Just a kill for no opportunity. You mispronounce death. Or torture.
There's no way she's more than quarter Asian.
No, I doubt it.
She's blonde.
And by the way, I'm sure she picked China just for the inspiring young athletes.
That's true.
Yeah, it couldn't have anything to do. She's good enough, by the way, this thing could win 3 gold medals. Has nothing to do with finances, I'm sure.
No, not at all. It can't be a money play.
So explain to people who don't know.
Right. So this whole story. So Gu, she actually announced to the world she'd be skiing for China in 2000. And is it Gu or Go? I don't even know at this point. It's
pronounced Gu. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay, Gu, right?
Gu.
She decided to ski for China in 2019. So she was preparing for the 2020 Olympics. So here's a quote: "I've decided to compete for China in the upcoming 2022 Olympics."
Read it like Gu. I have decided to compete for China on 2022 Olympics.
This was incredibly tough decision for me to make.
Sorry, I'm competing for China, and then
she has to be Chinese when she's there. That's true. So
she's like their equivalent of Kamala Harris. She's like,
yes.
I was listening to Yo-Yo Ma back in 1968.
Well, look. So there's obviously a lot of people that are pissed off about this. We'll get to some of the reasons why, but this is possibly one of them. Since she announced that
she's a traitor.
Well, that too. But here's the thing. The question is why? Like, why would she do that if she could ski in the United States and for the U.S. and still win gold medals?
Right.
She's inked deals with Victoria's Secret, Tiffany, IWC, and, of course, Beats by Dre, very big in China. This makes sense.
Victoria's Secret?
Yeah, well, not a lot of secrets, but, some.
What's the secret? All A cups?
Well... Not a lot of women in China to market to, I thought, with the one-child policy, but we'll get to that.
Well, they also sell foot bindings that say juicy, so I don't know. It's different cultures.
Look, it does make a little bit of sense because China is obviously one of the biggest economies in the world, and they're on track to be the top place for luxury goods by 2025. So I guess that makes sense. But she has 23 endorsement deals from Chinese companies, including just a few: Bank of China, China Mobile, and Mignu. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but here's the interesting part. Each one of those deals is worth roughly about $2.5 million. So far more.
I don't know. In my brain, I think in yen. China. Just for crying out loud. It's just everyone is looking to be marginalized for some group. Like, I think it's really important that the Chinese are. How about you inspire the Chinese athletes there to defect and get their ass out of China where they're oppressed? Hey, how many girls are there in China who look up to you? You know, the ones who made it through the bathtub Holocaust.
Right, exactly. Or we're not left on a mountain somewhere to die slowly of starvation, right? So it's uncertain really how she can do this.
Right now.
No, you're not.
What?
It's really uncertain how she can do this legally and be able to ski for China because they don't allow dual citizenship for any of their athletes, right? So it's not like Canada and America, we have dual citizenship and you're like, oh, I didn't make it.
Yeah, you have to renounce your citizenship.
Exactly, in there, right? So she has to renounce it, and she was only 15 when she apparently did that. Well, here's the problem with that. The rub is, in the United States, for you to be able to renounce announce it, you have to be at least 16 years of age. So there's a lot of questions to whether she can actually legally have done this. If she was announcing it at the time and there's some kind of foul play with China, we really don't know.
See, I think that if you commit, if you're a traitor or if you commit treason, I think we should just have one age. Like what? I can commit treason, but I can't drink a beer with my buddies. It should be 18 across the board.
Should just be
and rental insurance.
Yes, well that too. 25, the golden. Yeah.
Well, for Chinese drivers, it's 45.
Well,
are they good skiers though?
Who, Chinese?
Yeah.
I don't know that they have a strong team.
I feel like they're not. I feel like it's joining the Lions to win a Super Bowl.
Well, they're just knocking the Tibetans off the Himalayas. No, this is
Right.
my hill now. Go to Bunny Slope with Brad Pitt
good
for
luck.
7 days.
Look, we understand. Look, the
It's
Olympics
some
are
mogos.
about being good
And
at
some
your sport.
mongos.
They're about competing against the best in the world. And money sometimes is a problem. But if you're one of the best athletes out there, typically you do pretty well. She was one of the best in the United States. So she was going from having millions of dollars in sponsorship to having more millions of dollars in sponsorship.
Right.
This isn't somebody working at Home Depot featured in the ad, barely making it through life, right?
It's like Fast and the Furious in
Right.
the Chinese market.
Exactly. So look,
Taiwan's not a thing.
a post on Red Bull's website that said Gu renounced her citizenship was actually taken down after they were contacted by the Wall Street Journal. And obviously the idea in China that some U.S. skier that's fantastic actually renounced their citizenship
Right.
and is leaving to go there is fantastic for them. They're laughing at us saying like this is a huge win for China.
This woman shouldn't be allowed back in the country.
Well, so that's the thing. Like,
She should never be allowed back in this country. We
need to see the passport.
She has made her tiny wooden bed. She should be forced to lie.
She should lie in it with the foot bindings that come along
Yep.
with it.
They say juicy.
Right. So she grew up in California with access to the best training facilities, the best coaches. She skied in Lake Tahoe. She had an American father, a Chinese mother, but she was born here. Again, no dual citizenship at all.
That's like Kim Jong-il went to a school in the States with, was it Benjamin Netanyahu?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. It's like, just capture him. Don't let him go back. Or no, he studied in Switzerland, I think.
Well-
Something like that. But it's surprising how many foreign evil dictators come to the United States. Like, I did my pre-law at Yale and then killed 2 million people.
We had to figure out how to do it.
the rut.
I did my residency in a concentration camp.
Yeah. So keep in mind, though, that China's one-child policy didn't end until 2015. We just mentioned it literally. So do you think she would have had the same
telling
access
me.
to the coaches and the ability to ski and to go out and do that and be trained and all of these things? Or do you think she would have even survived
No.
to be a skier or an athlete?
It's
right?
now a 3-child limit too.
It's a 3-child limit now. Oh, okay. So if she was number 4, that's the unlucky number 4.
So I can have 2 boys and maybe 1 girl, depending how I feel at hospital.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, guess
I prefer
what?
3 boys.
You're having a quintuplets, which means you get to choose.
So here's a quote I want to read to you from her. I'm just not going to answer Dave at all.
Which one
In
you
a
wanna
2022 interview with a South China Morning Post, Gu said, "Nobody can deny I'm American. When I go to China, nobody can deny I'm Chinese."
Well, legally, that's wrong.
Hold on. Time out. Which one do you want?
Yeah.
Because you benefited from the system set up here, and now you're going over there for a money play.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You never get an American passport again. That's totally fine.
That's very similar
right?
to, by the way, China. They benefit from the American capitalist system with trade, and then they say that, the decadence of the West. The truth
Right.
is, if we actually cut back
Yeah.
on our technology trading, right? They talk about it would harm China far more than the United States.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if we don't want to go to war, hey, you know what? Start off with not just diplomacy, writing a letter, but tighten the vice a little bit.
Right, exactly.
Oh, you're killing girls? Oh, you're not allowing people to be free? Oh, you're actually committing genocide against the Uyghurs? Guess what? We're not going to blow you up, though we'd kind of be justified. We're just not going to allow you to have access to our modern technology that was developed under the, of course, free enterprise system that you hate so much.
Right.
That's the issue, and this is just a person who's embodying it.
It's basically just flip-flopping, right? And I know the Olympics are coming up, and I know people tend to watch them. I mean, it's still pretty popular, even though I don't think fans are allowed this year. But she's basically saying that I look American and I look Chinese or I sound these ways. Well, hold on. You've totally missed out on what being American is. It's an idea.
Yeah.
This isn't about looking a certain way or sounding a certain way. It's about espousing certain principles. And you've gone to the country that espouses the exact opposite of freedom.
Yeah.
And you've done it for money using freedom to piggyback off of, right? But here's another thing. So look, if you're really mad right now, if you're a little bit pissed off that this person did that, that's fantastic.
We're not that mad.
We're not about boycotts or anything like that. boycotts are fantastic. And in this case, we want you to support an American skier, 17-year-old Hannah Fallhaber, GU's biggest American competition in the halfpipe, who has a pretty good shot of winning as well. So if you're going to watch the Olympics, when this girl comes on, Eileen Gu, make sure you give her no cheer, no applause whatsoever.
Well,
support American skiers.
This American here, Hannah, probably not getting the same victory.
Listen, well,
what?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
more of an Old Navy.
Listen, she's like an REI girl. Come on.
Talbots.
Yep. Talbots.
At best.
Williams-Sonoma, just to piss
Talbots
you off.
written across her skis. A Chinese they had. Oh, look, how an old lady ski. Old lady ski, Talbots. Oh.
By the way, you said you don't think we should compete. I disagree. I think that only hurts the athletes in these cases because you've got a very limited window to be able to compete. And I know sometimes it's more about something else going on in the world and a country doing stupid stuff. I get it, but it only hurts them. But we were very stern. We're not sending our delegation.
No, yeah.
That's what
you sit there and the media says this with a straight face, like a diplomatic boycott. What does that mean? You show up with a few signs?
Yeah, exactly. Or no, that you don't show up at all. Like,
no, they had people with signs there. You're doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, thank God Joe Biden's not going to come. We don't have to act like he's actually coherent.
Yeah, this is the issue here. Look, do you honestly think that the United States is on more stable footing with China? You can comment below with former Vice President Joe Biden. And this is what's also, think about it. The president who started no new major wars, Donald Trump, intimidated all the right people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
China started playing ball. Now it's like, yeah. No, now we take your skier.
Well, look.
Now your skier belong to me.
I wouldn't be brutal about this, but I would absolutely be like, hey, totally fine. You want to immigrate to China? You want to naturalize as a citizen? All right, hand over that passport. Let's just make sure. And if you want to come back, by the way, you're going to have to apply to be able to come back, just like everybody else that does that, right? To be able to come back on a temporary basis. Or if you want to work here and make money in the United States, you need to get a worker's permit. We got to do all this stuff because you've just renounced U.S. citizenship.
Right. And also, we would put her immediately on the do not accept list.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Like send her back for COVID.
Yeah. No, I think if you go and play for the people don't, this is again, it goes back to the idea of war.
Yeah.
Not just war. We're not at a war with China. But you know what? When sometimes people say, "Oh man, they want to have you all mixed up in your head with teams." No, teams do matter. And you don't get to be Team USA and Team China. You don't get to do it. You don't get to be a member of a team that requires you betraying and renouncing your other team. You want to ski for China? Great. Go live in China. You can't come back. And it's not the same as someone having dual citizenship between the United States and someone who was born in, Finland. I don't know, Honduras, Finland, Switzerland, Canada. I don't even know if I still technically I probably still have a Canadian citizenship. I have no idea if I ever renewed it because I was born in the States but raised there. My mom's Canadian. But there's a big difference between that and a government that demands you renounce your American citizenship.
Yeah, and breaking the rules so that you can do it. So we'll see. If any more comes out, we'll let you know.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.